Oh, I started the video gate early then, since you're going to make an appearance. How you doing, Eliminator?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm tired. They've had us 12 hours, 4 to 4, and I didn't even know if I was going to be here this late tonight, but yeah, mercy. Me and the old Galaxy is trying to get out there and keep your eyeballs pushed open for a little bit.
Well, sorry they're working you so hard.
Well, hey, I can use money. I shouldn't complain. I really shouldn't. I've got the easy part of it. I'm in the shop for the most part. Today it was a little crazy over there, but shoot, we got everything done, and it's kind of weird the hours that they got us on, but that's all right.
Well, I imagine they're pretty busy at the moment.
Yeah, they really haven't got the manpower, the vehicle power to do everything that, they should do. Back home, see, the village or the town takes care of their counties and stuff like that, where here, we take care of it all, and shoot, we just had some trucks from up north come down to help us just a little bit, starting yesterday and today and stuff like that, but that's all right.
Yeah, Eliminator, I got it started for the old radio night too. You take it easy. Don't let them work you to get sick now.
Radio 21. Yeah, mercy. Yeah, I ain't been in here much, I tell you. I get home, grab something to eat, and it wouldn't be long, I'd be out again. But, yeah, it ain't been too awful bad. It's just that it's been different if it was 7 to 7, but they got us 4 to 4, and shoot, so that puts me getting up at 3 and leaving out, and yeah, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I ain't got used to it yet.
I know what you mean here. Well, glad you got in there and everything, and hope everybody's doing good. So I'm going to get on the side, and I know that crazy man's jumping up and down there. All right, there, Eliminator. I'll be back out.
1940, 10-8.
1940 out there, 21.
Hello, 1940, that Eliminator. He's getting ready to go there. You want to holler at him?
10-4. Eliminator, I'll tell you what, you're making a great trip up there to me. I can sympathize with you on the change in sleeping hours. That does affect you.
Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, 1940, I'll tell you what, it's all right. I mean, like I say, I could always use the extra money. We did have a guy slip and fall yesterday morning. He's fixing to retire, 2 months from now, and Clyde McCann, he slipped, and this guy's like 6'8", 6'10", something like that. 65 years old, hit his head. They had to take him to the hospital, and darn, they had to put him into a coma, and evidently he'd hit his head hard enough where it started swelling up and stuff, and I just hope he's all right, the old coot, but all right, we're going to get up out of here and catch y'all later. This old boy's going to see if I can't get the old eyeballs shut and do it again tomorrow.
10-4, 10-4. I hope he doesn't end up with a subdural hematoma.
Oh, Mr. P. Hey, crazy. How you doing? You staying warm over there, or you got your old blanket thrown up over you?
I got started getting that blanket and shorts and take these damn cold shoes off and get my blanket wrapped around my legs. I got some cold coming in this house. I've been patching all day.
10-4 on that. Mercy. Need to get yourself some of that Flex Seal. Start spraying your corner and stuff.
They do some with it. Oh, well, they ain't too long from the spring anyway. Catch you later, but boy, you take care of it. I'll let you go ahead and get in there, get you a good night's sleep, and get up and go do it again.
10 more. 10-4. Yeah, I think I heard, over on the island. Damn, I can't remember the channel. Right, yeah. Just waving a hand at you over there. I heard you in there.
987.
Alright, 987, yeah, I got you in there. Yeah, no doubt about it. Pretty clear night out here, so.
Yeah, definitely so, man. Definitely so. It is definitely a clear night and all. It's definitely sounding good up here, man. You got some good radios playing over there, too.
Alright, go. Alright, 987, we'll catch you later. I got a kid in here that needs some attention before I, call it quits, so.
Alright, man. Take her easy now. Go get you warm. Take care and God bless over that way and have a good night's sleep.
Catch you later, lemon hater.
Good boy, Night Ranger. Hey, good hearing y'all in there. You know, like I say, I know I ain't been in here, but Happy New Year. It's been a good year already. You know, we got 7 inches of snow over here. My kids was able to play in the snow for the first time ever, and they had a ball. I really had fun too. Made the wife real happy. She says, "All right, we got our snow. I'm done with it now, though. It can go away."
Well, I think it's gonna stick around probably till Monday. You know, we're getting, we only got what 33 degrees today, so it's supposed to get warm Monday, so it'll probably disappear Monday and Tuesday, except for the piles on the side of the road where the snowplow piled up and the snowmen. They'll still be sticking around for a few days more.
I hear you. Yeah. Well, next week's supposed to be pretty nice, so hopefully, But I was glad to see it come. I was kind of excited myself. Like I say, the wife, she wanted it. And I had to call my sister up because my sister, she lives in upstate New York. They've been getting hammered up there. And I said, hey, how about sending some of that stuff down to us? And I want to see just a little bit of it. And then she didn't come through for us.
Yeah, we definitely got it. Last time we had accumulation was what, what was it, January, February 2010 when we got 10 or 12 inches? I think that was the last time it snowed here.
Yeah, anything like that. Yeah, you're right.
Well, at least you got a bunch of extra hours out of it. I went outside to try to make a snowman the first day, and it was just too powdery, I just roll it and the ball just fall apart, and I'd start trying to roll it, get the big ball again for the bottom part of the snowman. It just, it just kept falling apart. But once it melts a little more and gets wetter, maybe it'll finally stick together.
Yeah, you're right. Today should have been pretty good. We still got quite a little bit, even though the kids have, pretty much tracked it all down here. But it's over at the shop. We got rid of most of it. Of course, it's all asphalt and the sun beating down on it and stuff like that. And the roads are starting to get cleared up. Secondary roads are still a big mess, but shoot, it'll go. Like I say, I was glad to see it, but I'm glad to see it go now. I'm done.
Yeah, we got our snow. So I'm happy, and oddly enough, they didn't get it up around Rock Hill or Charlotte. That's further inland. Usually they'll get it and we won't. But it was backwards this time because they didn't get any up there, even though they were colder.
Yeah, it all stayed on the coast. I mean, and once it got by us, it went up pretty quick. I mean, shoot, it was up and into New York, New Hampshire, and all the way up and through those guys. They got and roll of it up there pretty good, but shoot, it's so much for global warming, huh? And we've had quite a little bit of cold considering the last few years.
Yeah, they say the iguanas in Florida are falling out of the trees down there. Maybe if it goes, you know, cold enough and far south enough, maybe it'll kill off some of those pythons.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, boy, they're getting overrun with them critters down there. And, I mean, I know they've had a lot of cold back home. I mean, like in Sandy Creek right now, it's still, well, let's see, it's crazy the weather that they've had up there. We got 25 here, and if I can get this thing to switch over, they got -2 up there. Good grief. But that's all right. The colder it is, the longer it is, maybe we won't get plagued with a hurricane this year.
Well, time will tell. We'll see.
Don't be saying that now. Probably just ended up jinxing us.
But all right, I'm going to get out of here. Got to get the old eyeball pushed together again and do it again tomorrow morning. Catch y'all later. Glad I could just get in here and rattle your chain for a minute. And we're going. We're out. Yeah.
Okay. By the way, somebody on the internet posted a video gate of you coming into Pennsylvania. You and Crazy Man and 21 and I'm on there. Arctic Power, I think, was his username. 21 can tell you exactly what it is. But I think that's his username. But he posted 2 video gates, and you're on one of them coming into Pennsylvania. You were talking to that guy up there in Maine while he was recording.
Oh, wow, I didn't see that. I'll have to look for it.
21, is that his username? Arctic Power?
Yeah, Arctic Power. If you check out, I don't know if Night Ranger saved it to a liked video section, but if you look on mine or his or whatever, the way I do it, I'm saying I don't know how he does it, but I put liked videos, and it's on, it's called Old Radio Night or something, or Skip or something like that, part 1 and then part 2. I think you may be on the one that says part 2, but it'll be Arctic Power, and that's who it is.
All right, I'll check that out once I get a little time, and I ain't quite so pushed for time.
410, all right, well, have a good one.
All right, 21, Night Ranger, Crazy, and once again, I forgot his number, but all right, we're out of here.
That guy way out in the distance. 987.
987, that's it. Jeez Louise. You're right. We'll have to re-nickname him to Distance or something.
Okay. And now it's 8:04. We'll officially start the old radio night, even though I already have my video gate going. You have your video going, 21?
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, I had it as soon as you said you had yours there. I didn't want you to jump up and get too much there.
Okay, January 6, 2018. And it's old radio night on channel 12. And if you haven't already figured out, we got a bunch of snow. Got about 7 inches around Monk's Corner, South Carolina, and the surrounding area. In Charleston area, got a bunch of snow. So, in any case, it's definitely cold outside, and the white stuff is on the ground.
30 degrees.
And what's the low for tonight?
18.
Okay. So our winter is getting off to a cold start, and it doesn't normally snow here, but it did this year, at least not accumulate.
I've got some video footage of my antennas and all when I was out in the snow. I was using my laptop with a handheld camera. It was plugged into the thing, so it's a little shaky. But I had to, first I went out there and I said, oh no, this thing's getting wet, so I went back in and wrapped the whole thing in saran wrap, and you can hear the saran wrap getting hit with with snowflakes and pieces of ice. But anyway, I'll try to put that in here with the video somewhere if I can. And just trying to edit it has been giving me a rough time, but I'll get it. Well, I'm going to stand by for that
10-4. Well, I'm on my RCI 2995. I'm sitting here looking at my thermometer. It's 22 degrees. The lowest I've had since the snow was right after the snow stopped and the wind turned around. It dropped to 9 degrees at my house. I've been running water until this thing stops.
I got one little faucet outside trickling myself. Or actually inside. I got one of the sinks trickling.
A while back, I learned the hard way, so I usually let them drip outside if I got an outside picket or any pipe that is exposed at all.
Yeah, you know, years ago, people used to take newspaper and wrap their pipes with newspaper. But the problem is that if they had a leak anywhere and that newspaper got wet, it was worse than being not on there, you know, and then it would drop down and freeze again. The whole thing would bust open. A lot of times now, this polyethylene or the PEXT, you know, it'll freeze, but it won't bust open. One thing I did want to advise people about, they get these stainless steel braided hoses. Oh, they're great. They said, oh, they're 5,000 PSI. Yeah, but they will freeze and bust open. I done had it happen. And they're good and all, but they will not withstand the freeze, you know. Now that PEXT or polybutylene or polyethylene, whatever it is, it's used to be some other name. Anyway, it'll freeze up, but it'll swell up and go back down again. So that's why a lot of people now that have houses with that, they don't have as many burst pipes. So anyway, just a word of caution: if you got an outside wall with a closed cabinet and that sink is on the outside wall, you need to open those doors on that cabinet so that it can get heat under there, because those pipes can freeze and then you'll be in big trouble.
That's what I do every night. Open my cabinets in the bathroom. I got 2 doors on that, and I open over my cabinets in the kitchen and let them get warm heat in there.
410.
You're using the Eagle tonight, 21?
Yes, sir. I got a crank in there. How's it sound?
It sounds like an Eagle.
10-4. It's got a little bit extended ping on it there, and I had Night Ranger help me set the mic gain. You know, you don't have one on the radio. Some people take one of the knobs and change it, but I don't do that. But only, you know, I've got a powered D104. I do have a non-powered D104, and I have the banana mics are my favorite ones, but I thought I'd just run this D104 on it. So he helped me set it up, and I told him that I wanted to sound somewhere in between Crazy Man and Night Ranger Jr., and he got me set up there. Roger?
10-4.
Yeah, when he first keyed it up, he said, how's that? And he had all this fan noise. And I said, no, I turned it back. So then he turned it back and he sounded kind of like me. And I said, well, that sounds fine to me, but I know him. He wants to be louder than me. So so I got him an in-between setting.
10-4. Now, I tell you what, all of y'all's radios amaze me. They're all clear as a bell. I really envy not having been in it for a few years and then getting back. I'm certainly enjoying it.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. And of course, back in the day, I couldn't afford this brown. I'm on a Browning Golden Eagle Mark III. Couldn't afford it back then. But I got one now, so. Anyway. At least I get to play with it now, even if I couldn't afford one back then.
Yeah, there's so many people that, I don't know if they're just buying them and collecting them, or they're talking on them, or what they're doing. It seems like there's more people on the radio in Skipland than there used to be, but I don't know. I think they go and come. You know, a new batch, like always, comes out. But I'm going by what I see on the internet on eBay. I mean, they'll pay all kind of crazy prices for radio, and somebody will say, "Well, does the radio work?" And they'll say, "Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about this radio. I don't know anything about anything like this. I see a light. A light is on, and I don't have a power cord, and I don't have a mic." And I'm thinking, well, you don't have a power cord. How did you see a light on? You know, we borrowed one and all this kind of crazy stuff. Well, that's automatic. Don't get that one.
Did you see the one? Hold on a second. Did you see the one for the Courier 40D stereo system on eBay?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they wanted like $150, I think, for it. It was a Courier 40D, but they thought it was a stereo.
Well, this one guy had a Varmint XL 450 on there, I think, and he didn't know that V was part of the word, and he was calling it an Aramet Bass radio, B-A-S-S, Aramet Bass, you know.
Well, sometimes you can get deals on Radio Shack stuff because they'll mislabel it. You know, instead of calling it Micranta, like for those power supplies, they'll call it a Micranta. So occasionally you can search on Micranta and you can find something nobody else is finding and get it for less.
Yeah.
I remember when I was doing I was working tech support 20-something years ago, more than 20 years ago, for an internet service provider. There was a guy that called me up, and we'd always, you're trying to get on the internet and it wouldn't work. Back when I was using dial-up, and I said, "What kind of computer, is it?" He said it was an Acker. He had an Acker computer, and it was a U.S. and asked what kind of modem he had. He had a U.S. Robotech, which was U.S. Robotics. So an Acker computer and a U.S. Robotech modem.
10-4. Well, let me find what Crazy Man's talking on over there. What are you talking on over there, Crazy Man?
I got it keyed up on the deal 4. I was gonna stop that shit. That's RCI 2985DX Ranger Radio with 40 channels on it, upper and lower sideband. I got high max 2000. I done little skinny tree, and I hope the guys don't fall out of it. And they call me 116 with the bullfrog and 2 ducks was back out.
Yeah, 10-4. I'm gonna have to get somebody, maybe a night ranger can do it if y'all can hear him. I can't hear 987, but once in a while, I know he's in there. Would someone ask him what he's talking on and get him in there?
I can hear him. Hey, 987, you back?
I've still been here. I've been watching Law and Order SVU there.
All right, 987, what radio are you talking on?
You're talking at Cobra 139 XLR. Same one I was talking on last time there. The one that had all the custom work done too, and meter lights and the wrap and the skin wrap on it and all there, into a RM Italy KL503. And then that's all run into an Antron 99. The base of it there is at, the antenna is at 30 feet up in the air.
Okay, and what kind of microphone you got on it?
I got the D104 M6B, which is the handheld mobile version of y'all's
Okay. Well, that's a classic radio. That radio was manufactured, I think, in the late 1970s. Uniden, I think, made that. And there was a woman I used to talk to back in the late 70s, early 80s. She had one. Her handle was Village Queen. Later, she changed her handle to Mom Ann, but I still called her Village Queen. She heard somebody, imitating her and using her handle and saying some things she didn't like one time on Channel 19. So she changed her handle, but I didn't think she should change it just because, somebody was trying to give her grief over it. So I still called her Village Queen. But that's what she had, Cobra 139 XLR, and she had a Turner Plus 3B and I think a little halfway big stick, although at some point she had a super scanner. I don't know whatever happened to that super scanner. Maybe a storm got it or something, but hers always sounded good. Well, that's Cobra Dynascan, but I mean Uniden actually made that, I'm pretty sure. Cobra had their name on it, but I think Uniden was the actual manufacturer. But yeah, Cobra Dynascan's the model on the front. But a lot of those radios, Uniden or Cybernet and a few other companies were actually making them in different brands, or companies were having their names stamped on the front. But you'd open it up and it'd be a Uniden board. But it was a good radio. And back then I couldn't say this on the air because Village Queen and her husband, Summer Duck, didn't want me to say it on the air, but they both passed away, so it doesn't matter now. That's who I bought my little 2-tube DNA Hornet from back in 1978 when I was 15 years old. I spent all summer mowing lawns for $5 a lawn, and they had that 2-tube DNA Hornet, and they sold it to me, I think, for $75. Man, I was so proud of that thing. And that was the first time I could get in there with my little Radio Shack 5/8 wave ground plane and my little 23 channel Midland 13853 mobile on our Radio Shack Micronta power supply. And I could actually talk some skip for once. Before, I very rarely could talk skip barefooted, but that little Hornet, even though it was only 45 watts, I could talk a lot of skip with that. Oh yeah, I only remember one Browning Golden Eagle on the air back in my hometown in the 70s. The guy's handle was Red Baron that had it, and he had a CB radio shop, and he had it for a little while, and it seemed like there were a couple of one or two or more tram D201s and possibly D201As around the area. But I only remember hearing one Browning Golden Eagle locally. There was somebody later out in the distance, Lady, I can't think of her name. Lady Harrisburg, I think it was. She was way up in North Carolina. I used to talk to her. I think that's the right handle. But Red Baron's the only one I heard in my hometown use a Browning until many, many years later. And then I and Troubleshooter got some off eBay and showed up couple of decades later. And we put Brownings back on the air in my hometown. Now, see, the trim D201s were a lot more than that. Hey, 21, wasn't the Browning Golden Eagle? Now, somebody told me, weren't those like $700 back then or something like that? It was something ridiculous for a Browning Golden Eagle back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, 10-4, they were more than a tram.
But is that about right? In the 70s, were they about $700?
Yeah, 10-4.
Yeah, shoot, I was just a kid back in around 1975, 76, 12 going on 13, so there's no way I could afford that. But I do remember hearing that ping from the Red Baron. I didn't know what he was doing, but I remember hearing it. And of course he had the hand mic, so rather than, like my desk mic, because it's not moving, it's just got that ping. But if you got that banana mic and you move it around, you get that. Yep, I used to grab a walkie-talkie and try to make it do that sound when I was a kid, getting it to feed back.
That's when the wind blow up your back of your shirt and you say, ooh, it's cold.
Yeah, I actually like that banana mic pretty good. It's electro voice. I've taken a couple of them apart, and I was really impressed by that element in there. It's a ceramic element, but it's an odd-shaped rectangular thing, and it's a heavy-duty thing. I mean, the switch on, that's another story. I don't like that rocker switch. It's okay, but I don't know. I'd rather had something else now, but at least it's better than that Whiteface Johnson sliding thumb killer switch that they had.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that looks of that microphone. That Johnson, yeah, whatever. And then they had the kind of greenish, dark greenish, grayish color mic later, I think. But I remember those silver ones, a little funky looking mic. I never liked really the Browning microphone, the banana mic, but I did like that kind of Brown Turner look-alike mic they had.
Yeah, well, I just got schooled on them. I've got it's the 776 is what it is, and it's basically a Turner Plus 3. It's got that windscreen on it, and it doesn't have any controls on the top. It's underneath, and it's powered by the radio. And the brown stripe 776 was made for the Mark III at a later date, and the red stripe was made for the Mark IV.
Well, how's that thing going to power off the Mark III when it's only got 2 pins? I mean, is there enough? I guess there's enough voltage there to power. Maybe there's. I've never measured it, so maybe there's enough voltage there to power it off of it.
Yeah, there's plenty of voltage in there.
I've never even given it any thought till now.
That two y'all come at the same time.
I think it's like 100 and something volts in there.
Well, that's definitely enough to power a little transistor circuit. I'm sure they had to pad that down.
Yeah, when I was trying to get one to work on the Mark IV, it was wired for a Mark III. I just didn't like it on the Mark III. They must have not had it wired right, because it wouldn't, it was basically just like a stock mic. It wouldn't do anything, and or else I didn't know. I'm sure I knew how to turn the thing in the bottom, but it's been, 8 years ago, 8 years ago, I was messing with that one. But I was trying to rewire it, and I went on Grumpy's forum, and that guy, Charlie Brown, had some pictures and stuff on there, and then this other guy on eBay helped me out a little bit, and Fixer said he was going to get back to me on it. He said that you had to put a couple of resistors or a resistor or whatever to drop that voltage down from the Mark III. I had to take it out if you were going to run it on the Mark IV, because I think it had 5 to 9 volts on the pin that powers it.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have to put that in there, but the Crazy Cooter, he had that brown mic on his Mark III. He offered me that radio, but he'd been in there, and the guy didn't have a clue what he was doing. He had no business in there turning screws, and I'd hear him in there all day long going, and I already had one radio he destroyed. He destroyed a Tram D201. Then he had that brown, and he offered it to me. I was like, oh no, I know how big a screwdriver butcher he is, so I said, I think I'll pass.
Any of y'all listen to the Skip this morning?
I heard a bunch of it up on 38 Lower Sideband. Ohio and Maine and New York and Canada were coming in.
10-4. I same thing on just plain AM on 28.
Oh yeah, 38 lower sideband. It was wide open.
Yeah, 4.
I didn't try to talk any of it. I probably should have. I came in here and cut on the Kenwood. What is that new one I got? 590 SG, and I listened to it a little bit.
Yeah, 4. I think I hit Canada. I came all the way down the East Coast, I believe.
I know there was somebody in there aggravating him on the 38 lower sideband. I couldn't hear who was aggravating him, but I could hear one of them cussing with him, fighting with him. He didn't have enough sense to ignore him.
Yeah, 4. I wasn't off there on the 38 sideband. I was just on the AM, regular AM on 28. And I just wait until I got a good clear voice, and then I'd hit back and get them almost every time.
I can tell you're on that beam. You must have that beam pointed over here. You got to be, because that's the first time I've seen you put more on me than 21 Dirty Diaper does.
I probably am pointing that way. I point a little bit. Well, I point almost due north.
Well, that's the strongest signal I know I've ever seen on you.
Check your meter again and see if it's still way down there, Night Ranger.
Well, you were a 9, but you were just under a 9, and he's a 9, and now you're a 10.
Okay.
And swinging a 15.
Just checking.
Everybody must got their feet up on the heater now.
No, I can tell you when it's cold because L21 will know what I'm talking about. Wild Child's been howling in the other room.
Yeah.
I know the Low Country Mud Ducks, they were supposed to meet over there at Breck's, I think at 5 p.m. Maybe they ain't gotten back yet. Maybe that's why we're not hearing White Dog, or maybe he's all talked out.
I haven't heard him in a long time. Either I've been missing him or something, because I used to hear him regularly, but I haven't heard him lately.
He was in there last night on Channel 28 about 9 p.m.
Yeah, fool. That was my bedtime.
I thought he was going to be in here for sure with that new, I sold him that Royce, that mint condition Royce 1-619 I had. I figured for sure he'd be in here showing that off.
Yeah, fool. He said he had a tower. I wonder if he ever put it up.
I don't think he's put it up yet.
Night Ranger, if you look at this part right here, I'm holding that mic up, the screen up there. There it is. There's the brown stripe 776. I'm running the red stripe one now.
And you said the red stripe one is the one that's for the Mark III?
No, the red stripe one, this is what I was told. I don't know. I'm only telling you what I've found. It's probably, but the only thing I know is the brown stripe one that I got in my hand right now. I got it, and it was factory wired for, I think factory wired, looked like it was for a Mark III. The red stripe one they said was for a Mark IV, and it's a totally different wiring setup underneath there because you got more wires. You only need like three wires for the Mark III, and you need 4 or more for the Mark IV.
Okay, so if I ever decide to get one of those, I have to look for the brown stripe.
The red stripe will work. It will work on the Mark III. The brown stripe will work, but you got to put another cord on it.
Okay.
Got right up on 28.
Does White Dog go to that stuff or what?
I think he was going.
Might say it's too damn cold to go.
I think he said he was going. I thought he was. Or maybe he was talking about that Walterboro thing that's coming up in April. I forgot.
Hey, you said you're going to that. He asked me, I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. I know how to get there, too.
That is one great big double cheese hamburger they got over there at Brex. I remember the first time I went over there and I ordered that thing. They brought it out. I was like, how am I going to eat that thing? I can't even get it in my mouth. It's so big. So I just had to like nibble from the top to the bottom till I ate it. But I did eat the whole thing.
That's the one they say drug on the floor.
Cross mark in it.
That's the one they say drug on the floor.
Yeah, that's that one that dropped in the floor in the kitchen. That time you chew it, you're going to sound like you got flame in your mouth.
It was good, but that's one big ass burger.
It ain't cheap.
Those burgers be so thick in the mouth. They taste so dry to me.
Mine was good.
Right there.
What?
Won't be able to key up on you no more.
Why's that? Did you blow your box up?
No, I unhooked it.
Are you tired of your neighbor complaining about the TV?
Yeah, again.
Go get him a TVI filter and put it on there, and maybe some ferrite chokes, and snap them on the power cord and any other cords going there. Maybe you can get out of it.
Yeah, she's stealing cable over there having her fun. I told him one time I called the cable people and let them come over there and fix it. His son said, no, can't do that.
Well, and maybe they didn't get it shielding right. Maybe that's why they're eating it up. But, oh well.
They're stealing cable. They get big fines and they get caught stealing cable. They will go to get a fine and they can't pay it. They go to jail.
I know one time the cable company came to my door when I was in an apartment, and they were saying something about, trying to talk to me something about cable, about, oh, we forgot to charge you for the last couple of months. I said, well, I didn't even know it was hooked up. I mean, I turned around and pointed at the TV, and I had rabbit ears sitting on it. I said, I didn't even know it was working. Well, I moved into the apartment, and I never turned it on, so it didn't occur to me to check. I just, moved in, hooked the rabbit ears up because I don't watch TV that much anyway. And so it didn't even occur to me to check to see if the cable was turned on.
You didn't know. Like stupid.
I don't do a whole lot of Facebook. I just don't mess with it that much, but I've been getting on some CB radio sites on there. One of them is Browning, Tram, and Sonar. It's called Fans of Browning, Tram, and Sonar, and they got some good information on there. Different people have them, and people do stuff with them, and I've been kind of checking that out there. I thought I'd tell you about that, Night Ranger. Browning, Tram, and Sonar. Fans of Browning, Tram, and Sonar on Facebook.
There's a DNA amplifier group too, which I'm a member of. I won't say it's the best information. You get to see pictures and occasional questions and stuff. The best information I've found so far on DNA stuff has been, Nomad/2600. He's a wealth of information.
Yeah, I just wish he was closer around here. I'd love to send him well, let's keep hitting that camera. I'd love to send him a Siltronics 90 3 model and get him to make it digital, or else send it to S9 and get him to put a dial and everything in it to make it look like a Browning. It changes the whole thing, but both of them are close to $200. I don't know. I know that S9 uses the one you send him. I don't know about Nomad. I don't know.
Those VFOs that Nomad does with those digital displays, they are pretty cool looking. Just from the nostalgia, I'm not going to change mine. I mean, it is pretty cool. I've seen it. It does look good. But, I just want that 1970s experience, and that just, so I'm not going to change mine. But I've seen those. They do look cool.
Yeah, what I am going to do, though, I got two 180s, Browning Mark 180s amps, and one of them, the front of it down at the bottom is a little bit bent, but that's no problem. I can make that piece. It's just a rectangular piece of thin metal. That's no big deal. And get somebody to silk screen that piece of metal to look like the center section of the Browning Golden Eagle, where the Mark IV, where the digital readout is at, and make it that same kind of it looks almost like a purplish brown color with a goldish trim, and that would be the color of that face of that thing, and put the silk screen the eagle on it, and then have the 180, the other one I got for the Mark III. I got the trans adapter and everything too, but I don't know why I got it. I just wanted it.
They fight over those 180s price-wise. I mean, basically, it's it's very similar to a DNA Hornet as far as output in tubes, or what's that Context 6706, I think it is, like Sandbagger had. But anyway, 26 JG6As. Doesn't look the same, but I think it's a very similar amplifier.
Yeah, the only thing about it I don't like is the tubes lay down. I'm just not a fan of tubes laying down. I just don't, I don't like it. But anyway, they knew what they were doing. Sound clear?
Go ahead, who's that?
I was just going to try it one time out here from the Hardersville side.
Well, hey, Wizard, you got cold and buried in snow out there still like we are? I've heard everything out here from where I was to 5 to 7 inches. I'm not. I got somewhere between that out here. It's at least 5 inches here. At least it may be more.
It's about 3.5, 4 here.
Got icicles all over the back side of the house. The front side is just about melted where it faces the sun, or actually I should say the back side of the house faces the sun. It's 2/3 of the way melted, but the back side where it doesn't get the direct sunlight, it's still plenty of snow there, and the yard, of course, still got plenty of snow.
Still got snow all over top of the shop. All in the field, man. We got too many trees around here.
I may get out there tomorrow and see if I can make a snowman. I tried to make a snowman the first day, and it was too powdery. It just kept falling apart. Well, that sounds good. I got about 3+ on you over here.
Alright, I thank you, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Try to stay warm. Hey, Wizard. Go for it, 21. Man, I had this daggum thing on the flat side. That's why I couldn't hear 987. I couldn't hear you. I said, how is Night Ranger, hearing these people, and I was on the flat side, so I got you now. I'm waving a hand.
Oh, yeah, I could hardly hear you there. I mean, I could hear you, but it just wasn't you there. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know what else. My doppelganger must have been turning knobs over here when I wasn't in here, right?
Right. Well, I definitely got you loud now.
10-4, Roger. Well, did you have power through this whole thing?
One more time with that.
Did you have your electrical power through this whole deal?
Oh, yeah, man, we didn't lose power, surprisingly.
10, Roger. Well, y'all got some new poles up there up 176, because, you know, when we had that Hurricane Matthew, those old poles had rotted from the top down, and it took a couple of trees to knock them down, and it's just like a chain reaction. It pulled them down. I went up 176 from down near College Crossroads all the way up a little bit past Holly Hill. I think I turned around up there when I went down in the hole and then come up over the railroad tracks, you know, and I went on down there. There's a service station down that way, and that's when I come back this way. That's where I saw that car sitting in the middle of the street, middle of the road down here, 176. It had hit a tree, or a tree had hit it, and crushed the front end of it, and it was just abandoned sitting there in the middle of 176. I slowed down and looked to see if anybody was in there dead, but they'd already got out.
Like I said, man, 2 days ago, I was right before this really started getting nasty. I was over in Somerville and hit a black patch over there in Richmond on 78. 40 miles an hour, fishtailed it into the ditch, bumped back around and had the nose down in the ditch. All it did was bend up the side of the back door a little bit, bend up underneath the driver door and the back door right here. That's about it. Shit, we got up there and pulled it out, drove it back yesterday.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, I didn't have any trouble. I drove to work and home every day, you know, the snow day and after next, you know, even till, you know, yesterday. And then I tell you what, the last day on Friday was the worst. It was the worst. That snow was big old knots out there on the road, and, you know, I mean, it's like running over bricks here and there underneath ice, and you'd hit it and you'd just bounce all over the place. I'll tell you, it took me longer to get to work Friday than it did the day after the snowstorm. But anyway, I'm glad you got in there, and I'm glad I can hear you now. So I'm going to tell this guy over here to quit turning knobs if he don't know what he's doing. And all right, man, I'll be standing by.
All right, man, we all stay warm. I'm going to go back in the game.
I've been sitting here wondering, you know, like I said, why 1940 was stronger than you. I guess that was it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You were super quiet, super quiet.
Well, I tell you, the only reason I can think of that, I was on the flat side, I was pointed north, and so it would have been going, you know, almost over you in Holly Hill.
Yeah, well, like he was on the flat side and he didn't know it. You're a 9, and he was an 8+, but now he's on the vertical. You got me to 10 now, 21.
10-4. I was talking about this morning. Yeah, I'm getting a good signal on all of it.
Yeah, I don't know why I was on the flat side. I think it might have been, well, Lass was talking to 500 up there in Sumter. Out of the back side of my beams on the flat side, I could get him. I could get him better for some weird unknown reason. So I know that the back door on that antenna isn't as tight. I don't care about it. I don't care if it is or not. You know, it don't matter to me. I don't have anybody behind me or in front of me or anything that I'm trying to block. But anyway, I've got another rotor over here that I've been going to take and mess with, but it's just been too cold, and I don't like a lot of heat, and I don't like a lot of cold, and, you know, this room here, it's nice, but you got to run a little small heater, and it burns up the air.
I got a cigarette.
better heat a blanket, man. I plug that damn thing in and just hit the fall.
I tell you what, I hate to see my electric bill this month.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be bad because it got cold enough that my heat pump, you know, couldn't warm it up. So the auxiliary heat, the electric heat, was kicked in all night long for the past 2 or 3 nights. So I'm sure it'll probably be $200 something probably. But yeah, well. But in any case, right now I don't have the heater on up here in the top room. This is the only room that I have to put a space heater in sometimes. But between the Browning Golden Eagle Mark III and the 10 tube DNA Phantom, it's sitting here at a nice toasty 72.7 degrees. So that's keeping it. All those tubes are keeping the room warm all by themselves.
10-4. Well, I'm running the same thing with the heat pump, and those strips have been on ever since it started, I think.
Once the sun comes up, mine will kick back. The heat strips will kick off. You know, once it gets up there close to 30 degrees, they'll turn off, and then it's the heat pump. But yeah, when it goes below 30, here comes the auxiliary heat.
10-4 on that.
Yeah, 2-week-old newborn, man. We got about 74, 73 in the house.
What's going on out here? Come on.
Hey, 45.
Hey, man, how's it going? Y'all what's kicking out here? Y'all having your old radio night tonight?
Yeah, 10-4, yeah, no doubt about it. Glad you made it. Let me stand by there, 45, and you go ahead and jump in there. Tell us what you're talking on.
Roger that. Yeah, I'm on of course, I'm on the Antron in the top of the pine tree, and I'm on the Uniden 880. It's not that old. I got it about 3 or 4 years ago, and on the 880 and a Yamaha mixing controller with my microphone.
Sounds good to me. How about you there, 1940?
10-4. I got him as good as I could possibly get him, I think.
Yeah, roger that, man. I appreciate it. I've been using it for about 4 days. I had this set up in here for about, right at 4 days now. It's been working pretty good there. It's real clear. I like the controller. It's nice and good. It seems like it has more audio than that other one I was using.
Real strong over here. Real strong over here.
You still talking out of that garage? Yeah, I'm in the garage, in the shack. I'm acclimated. I'm in a little room, though. It's like an office inside of the garage there. I know you've been at it that way for a long time. You said you get hot during the summer and during the winter you so freeze to death.
Hey, 45, Wizard here's you in Harleyville good. Hold on.
Acclimated a little bit better. Sorry. And I love it. It's been like this for a good while now, and you can get it. I'll tell you, I did have trouble getting it heated up, though. This last week's been hell now.
Hey, Wizard here's you out in Harleyville at 45.
Well, 410, we'll wave the hand right at Wizard out there in Harleyville. Well, I'm glad I can make the trip out there.
We wave them right back there, 45. Come in.
Day 10-4, I think James Allen might have said they had me in there too, I believe.
Come in for a radio check. Go ahead, radio check.
Where y'all talking from? I'm in Eugene, South Carolina.
I'm over here in Johns Island, South Carolina. Johns Island, South Carolina, just outside of Charleston, Roger.
10-4, stand out about 38 miles. 10-4.
Over to the side. Make it a good trip. Get on there on radio night there. Just tell us what you're talking on.
Sitting in my Chevrolet truck. Talking on 929 Galaxy.
I drive 929 Galaxy over
I can hear you pretty good over here.
Yeah, about 15. I heard y'all boys talking. I figured I'd turn the linear on.
He's putting 6 plus on me.
I got about 1 and 2 on them over here. How you been doing, 45? Long time no here.
Well, I've been doing pretty good there. I've been braving the cold out there working all them dang service calls, man. All them frozen lines and all that good stuff, you know. I'm pretty much glad that's about over with there. Come on.
10-4 on that, man. 10-4. Yeah, been pretty much, hunkering down and laying down underneath 3 blankets over here.
Hey, Raj, I understand. I definitely can understand that in the blankets, man. I've been doing the same thing, man, coming home all froze up and all that junk. You know, I'm done with all that. I don't want no more snow.
Don't blame ya. How much snow you got up by your area there?
Well, we measured up about 7 inches, a little over 7 inches there on a good flat spot a couple times, and everything was around 6.5, 7.5 inches in there. So I reckon we had about 6 inches or so.
You gotta get more than me. I had about 5.5 over here.
I went to Orangeburg. They ain't had hardly none.
What, Chevy truck? What'd that mobile say out there?
I drove to Orangeburg today. I didn't see hardly no snow up there.
What do you say, 45? I can't get them now.
I didn't get him that time either. He must be in a bad spot or something. He faded out.
Hey, Chevy truck in Hugie, you said you went up to Orangeburg and there wasn't any snow up there to break?
Yeah, it wasn't but a couple little spots of snow in Orangeburg. Nothing really when you pass 95.
Got no snow. Orangeburg ain't got no snow. Now I got them. But 10-4 on that. What'd you say your handle was up there, Hugie?
Oak Swamp Kennels, Oak Swamp Kennels.
Swamp Kennels, okay. All right, man, let me get out the way there. Can you hear me over there, Hugie? Come on.
Got you loud and clear. Loud and clear. UG out.
All right, Hugie. All right, man. Hey, the Swamp Kennels. All right, man, let me get on the side on 21 back out.
This is 1940. It's about time for me to go 10-7. I have certainly enjoyed talking to everybody, and I'd like to wish everybody a very, very good 2018, both healthy and prosperous. We will talk to you later. Have a great one.
I'm waving hands, 987 on the aisle. I'm standing by. See you later, 1940.
Talk to you later, 1940. Enjoyed it as always.
All right, yeah, have a good night there, 1940. Good to hear you. 45 in the creek.
Hey, 45.
Hey, 21, come on.
Yeah, Carpet Man was telling me about, the break and everything like that, and that y'all were raising funds and everything, and I wanted to talk with you about that. I hear that you the head man, on the money end there. I'd like to get you to give me a call there sometime, and I wanted to talk with you about that.
Hey, Roger, maybe I'll get a chance and give you a landline tomorrow. Yeah, I've taken care of all that and making sure everything, is done legally, and that's what I'm for, so that's right.
Yeah, I know you're a businessman and all, but no, I just had an Okay, well, give me, whenever you can, give me a call tomorrow sometime after maybe, whenever you, not 9 o'clock now, but whenever you can there.
Yeah, I don't like calls in the morning neither. But okay, yeah, if you don't hear from me, man, I got a lot going. Just shoot me a text message, 21, and I'll get to you. Phone's ringing all the time, so I get all lost in the mix,
Yeah, 10-4. All right, I'll text you and ask you to call me, because that phone I have, my finger is almost as big as half of that phone. And it's a little old flip phone, and it's just not, I don't do a lot of texting, and I call it texting. That's what, like Texas, I call it, I'm going to give you a text. And so anyway, I'll do that.
Hey, roger that. How much longer are you going to be rolling this gate?
I don't know. I already had to rewind one time, and I'm on it again. They're probably, I don't know, what time is it?
It's like 9. I wanted to get a chance to get the other radio in here real quick, and so I can see the difference on them.
Jump on it.
I should be back in about 2 or 3 minutes.
Well, hurry up.
Hey, 20, there's something we haven't done in this video game.
What's that?
And it just got down. Bum.
Let's see, what else did he say? What else was it?
I just got up. He said that one time.
Yeah.
He said, I just got down. Bum.
Something if our military talked like that, and he said, Captain, there's a platoon of enemy soldiers over the ridge. What do you want us to do, Captain? Well, I want you to go there. Just get down. Come over, Captain, sir, Captain.
Bum. Yeah, there's our Challenger tribute. And to stay away from those microwave oven transformers.
987, did you see the video that I did that he had and redid it? Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's funny. You wouldn't believe how long it took me to get that little thing edited at the end of that video that I did. I just put him at the end. I mean, it took hours. I'm not lying to you. I couldn't get the thing to do right. I thought I'd have it, and then I'd save it to the file, and I'd go back and look at it, and it'd have the whole cotton picking thing down on there. So I'll come on, and I kept on it, and then, but I just can't keep figuring out how it just, I don't know, alien on how to do that, but I'm getting a little bit better at it, but it takes time, and if I did it all the time, it wouldn't be anything, it wouldn't be, no big deal, but it's just never having any training on it, never having any kind of how-to manual or anything. You just got something up there with all these different things. I don't know what they are, it's got X's and check marks and dots and all that. I don't know, okay, click on that. What does that do? Okay, that didn't work. Okay, then you wasted 20 minutes. So finally, though, I was able to get him at the end of one of them, too. Tonight I'm going to have the sign-off of a radio station that went from analog to digital. It'll be the Star of Spangled Banner and a test pattern. That'll be on the end of this one here tonight. That'll be nice. 21,
I'm thinking about nominating you to do the next Star Wars movie. You done got so good at this stuff.
I tell you what, if I knew I could make a few bucks at it, you know, and shoot, I would. Tell you what, man, I would. Me and you'd go sit on the over there at Starbucks and put our little pinky finger up and drink lattes.
Yeah, right. All right, good evening to you. Good evening to the band. You know who it is. I'm on the mail.
410. Sounding good, man.
Yeah, you'd be George Diaper. George Diaper or Dirty Lucas.
15-4 waving in. You know who it is.
Yeah, that's right on. Good evening to you. 987.
Sounding good like always.
All right, I'm back there, 21.
All right, man. Jump on it and do what you want to do. I got you.
All righty, yeah, I want to go back later tonight and listen to the differences I saw on the, between this 55, Galaxy 55 HP and that Uniden 880. I'm going to go back and listen to the clarity differences on it and all that good stuff, man.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I tell you what, this old Browning, it's got good high fidelity reception. You know, it just sounds good. People sound good on it, and it really do. And that other radio, a couple others I got, some of my transistor radios, they just don't sound that good. Now, the Cobra, one of them does, but I can tell, it's a little bit of difference on it. But now it's going to take me several hours to get this thing all together, so, because it takes like, 2 hours to upload this thing to YouTube, so you just have to check back, and you should get an email notification or whatever if you checked on that to send you one, or whatever. I don't know how it works, but I get them from somebody, when they show up, but I'll work on it for you, and I'm glad you was able to switch it around. Hey, I wanted to tell you all tonight, it's always on Saturday night, you can get it on YouTube, but I go on, I don't know what else, they got it on Facebook, but you get on the internet and just Google Old Tube Radio Network, and they have guys all over the place in California. They stay on Channel 11, but they broadcast it over the internet, and they do a live thing on YouTube with it. But it's Old Tube Radio Network, and the guys they've been doing it 30-something years, and they show pictures of the radios they're talking on, and they got some weird-looking old tube radios, man, I'm telling you. Some oddball stuff that's like one-of-a-kind deal, so it doesn't, you don't have to be a member or nothing. You can click on there and say that, that you're listening on the internet, and they'll acknowledge you and all like that. So I just wanted to tell you about that. But I enjoy looking at the old tube radios, the CB radios those guys come up with. 10-4.
Yeah, you told me about that one before, man. That sounds good. Sounds like something I can entertain there. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, the guy's worked at a television station or a radio station, and he's got a setup now. I mean, he really does. It shows him there at the control station, and he broadcasts, and also he's a ham operator. They're big time ham guys, and sometimes they'll be transmitting on to him on 146 megahertz or whatever FM, and checking in that way. Some are checking in on the internet. That's how I do it. And some check in on Facebook, and some check in over the air. And if they check in over the air, they'll actually show a picture that he has on file of the type of radio that they're talking on. And some of them are pretty interesting, like the General Radio MC and MC11. Those are cool looking radios there. They're like 30-watt construction, and it's just interesting, you know.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, that does sound interesting. I like all that stuff, man. All that radio, all the different stuff to do with this facets of this hobby, you know.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, I did mention that he was a amateur operator, so you and Night Ranger, you know, your peers wouldn't chastise you so much for being solely associated with the chicken band.
Shoot, man, I tell them on the dang on the air sometimes that I got a date on the chicken band and I gotta go.
Roger.
Heck yeah, man, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with the fucking chicken band, I'll tell you that.
I gotta ask what the chicken band is. CB Radio Chicken Band.
Oh man, I feel so dumb right now.
Also sometimes referred to as the children's band.
I want to try for that John Valley one time.
Shoot, man, there's a lot of punks on the ham radio, man. I'll tell you that right now. They out there, they all the time up there on 80 meters, damn, we trying to talk and they're tuning up and all kind of and all this different, yeah, man.
Yeah, I got what you're saying, man. I'm sitting on this little mobile.
75 meters, it's actually thinned out quite a bit, but back in the 80s and the early 90s, I mean, it was packed, and it was even back then that band was kind of cliquey. If you weren't part of some of those frequencies, if you weren't part of their little group, they'd be real rude to you. You know, and there were some jerks down there, especially in the 80s. It was a WA4D, the Dog, and Big Al. Some of those guys were jerks.
Baby Killer.
Well, that's Donald Anderson. Now he's not 75 meters. He's 14313. Yeah, Donald Anderson, N4 TAT, I think it is, down there in Warner Robins, Georgia. Yeah, he hangs around 14313. He's a jerk. Baby Killer, Prozac Kid. I mean, most ham's not that way, but there are some jerks on ham. But 75 meters has always been kind of cliquey. It's not. It's thinned out a bunch, but man, it was wall to wall in the 80s and 90s, and yeah, you go on some of those channels, and some of them could be real jerks to you if you weren't part of their little group.
Yeah, we always have a little run-in with our folks up there, a couple of digits up from us there. 3919, usually somewhere in there, 3913. You want to come up to 3916 and tune up and all kind of while we're trying to have a net, you know.
3916, isn't that the one that does the trivia night?
Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I've listened in. I chimed in one time up there on one of the trivia questions, but I do occasionally go listen to trivia night.
Yeah, I attend the late net almost every night of the week there on that one. I'm part of that group there, and I don't do a lot of groups, but I am a freewheeler. I like that one.
The one that was real cliquey, and I don't know if they're still around anymore. I don't listen to them anymore. But the one that was real cliquey was that North Carolina group. I could have got in that group if I wanted to, because I was the guy in there is John Hamby. I don't remember his call. He was part of that group, and he and I used to talk a lot back in the 80s. And I could have gotten the introduction and probably got in that group if I wanted to, but I just didn't like the way they were rude to newcomers.
Yeah, they don't do that on the freewheelers net, man. You'll never have that trouble there. So if you ever want to come on up, man.
Yeah, well, 3916, they seem to be pretty well behaved. But I don't know how long you've been in ham, but Man, back in the 1980s, you know, you had a lot of spillover for people upgrading from CB. In the 1980s and early 1990s, I mean, 75 meters was wall to wall every night.
No, that was before my time. I didn't really get into ham radio till like the late 90s.
Well, it's I don't know how much it started out because I was so busy doing something else in the late 1990s I wasn't messing with the radios. But yeah, man, every 3 kilohertz there was a signal all up and down the band, and they were all pretty much parked, you know, the same people every night.
Yeah, we got a really good crowd there on the late net, but you know, I'm a night owl, so CB pretty much shuts down over here around here late at night, so I get over there on 80 meters and talk to my buddies, you know, over there.
I don't key up much, but I do listen. But it's the same thing. The CB goes dead here, and I had to take the Kenwood off the desk to get this Browning up here tonight for all radio night. But I had like the CB on the left side and the Kenwood on the right, and that's what I do. If CB go dead, I'd reach over there and turn on 75 meters, and listen to that 3916 trivia, the trivia part, and all that kind of stuff. I would sit there and listen, and like I said, I occasionally chimed in. You'd only heard me briefly. But yeah, and then I occasionally go up to 40 meters and listen some too.
Alright, everybody, I'm going to jump on high here for tonight. You have a good night now.
Alright, 987, enjoyed it. Well, catch you later.
Yeah, 410 there. Hey, 987, we're waving from the creek. 45 in the creek, back quiet.
Take care, 987, wave from Hollywood. Good night. See you later, 987. Alright, everyone. Have a good night. I'm waving in.
Hey, Johnny, 21.
Hello, Lady Sparkles up there in Sumter. How you doing?
I'm doing. How are you?
Hanging in there, man. How's those roads up there in your area?
You're right.
How's the roads up there? Are they pretty bad, or you didn't get much snow up there?
We got anywhere between 5 and 6 inches, and the road is still slippery where the shade is, but they're pretty good everywhere else.
Yeah, 10-4, that's about the way it is down here. It's, unbelievable on these side roads there. It's, sometimes look like it's worse than what it was the day after, but anyway, I hope you're having a good new year there, right?
Well, it started off pretty bad. Everybody in the family just about is trying to get sick. The ones that haven't gotten sick is going to be sick or whatever to be around the rest of them. But other than that, I hope we're going to be all right.
10-4, your daughter, that's Wildcat, Lady Wildcat, is she still okay?
I think the main one is real sick right now. I won't let her go home. I made her stay up here so I could take care of her, but she's making it. She's sick, but she's making it.
10-4, Roger. Well, I hope everybody gets to doing better there.
Well, I thank you, and I hope all your family's doing good.
Yeah, we're doing real good. My grandson's getting better every day. He's all right now. He's a little sick there one time back, but everything's going good there. But, well, sure, I'm glad you come in there, Lady Sparkles, and I got you on that recording there on radio night, so you can check it out on YouTube. It'll be near the end, because I'm getting ready to cut it down there and start uploading it. But you got a bunch more in there, 45, Night Ranger, and I think Wizards, he's still in there. All right, there, Lady Sparkles, 21, we back out.
All right, Johnny, it's good talking to you, and I'm glad y'all doing all right, and I want to wish you a happy new year.
410.
Esther, I'm probably can't. Yeah, I can't hear her tonight. I can't hear her sometimes. I talk to her through the years off and on, but, certain nights I can't pick her up.
The Wizard barely got a copy. Wizard barely got a copy on that.
Tell them all I'm waving at them, 21, and I'll catch you later.
10-4, and you waving at them all there. All right, well, you'll catch them later. All right, dear Lady Sparkles. French, and I'm going to put this thing to upload in there. I enjoyed you out there. I'm gone.
Bye, that 45.
Thanks for coming in for Old Radio Night 45. Night Ranger listening.
I'll leave you that 45, but Night Ranger try to kill you.
Yeah, good night, dear Night Ranger. I'll holler at you later, too, man. Anybody else out there that hear this, goodbye. We'll see you later. Bye, bye, bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, I got an hour and 40 minutes, so I think that's plenty for me. All right, I'm going to be uploading it. I'll be listening.
All right, same here. I'll go ahead and end mine as well. Night Ranger ending the Old Radio Night video gate for January 6, 2018. I still want to say 17, but it's 2018.
And he just got down.
Bump, bump, and stay away from those microwave oven transformers.
That's right. You got down. That's right. Night Ranger did got down.
Yeah, and I actually sound like myself this week instead of last week when I was talking like this, and I sounded like that West Coast beast.